afternoon, welcome back. I had some feedback on my last video and I've been asked to get to the point more quickly. I would try my best, but I can't guarantee it. I'm so sorry. You have to kind of follow through with the conversation with me, and so then my brain will take you places, and I'm so sorry about that. But my set is nice, so I decided to paint this little thing white. It looks bigger in camera, but it's not really that big. I think I moved that a little bit to the side. I even kept the moon the same color today. Do you want to see it a different color? Oh! So that's green, that's red. This is the one that I like, the blue one, even though you can't really see it. Orange, there's like little difference between the orange and the yellow. Purple, ooh, that's nice. Might keep it purple. And then the one down there, should I do it purple? Ooh, now I feel like the intro is gonna be ruined because I've changed the colors, but it kind of goes with what I'm wearing, so I'm gonna leave it like this. Right, so today's video is titled "Stop Trying to Impress a Man / Woman." What do I want the viewer to get from this video? It's all in the title. Stop trying to impress a man or a woman. The only reason why I'm adding woman is because I really don't want my audiences to feel like I'm just talking to one sex, right? So I want to talk to all of you, but I will concentrate mostly on the woman trying to impress a man, even though I know it happens both ways. And I want the viewer to just stop trying to impress people, because like, we are amazing out here. Sometimes I pick these words and they're just like not great words, so then that's why I giggle a lot. So the headline of the week for this video is actually the reason why I'm doing this video. Is I came across a video online. Her name was Tammy Roman, is that O there? And she was talking to a guy called Cam Newton, and he asked her the question, is it harder for a man to impress a woman, or is it harder for a woman to impress a man? Like, who has the harder time here, like trying to maintain and impress a man and get a man? And he seemed to think it was a man, and then she seemed to think it was a woman, and she started going on as to why it was a woman. And she said it's really hard being a woman trying to impress a man, because men have these standards and it's like you're jumping through hoops. I don't know if these people live in the opposite side of the world to me. Like, I don't know if they live in a different dimension, but in what dimension are you trying to jump through somebody's hoops? And I know this is so contradictive of me, because like, I make men jump through hoops for me, but is that an insecurity of mine? 100%, because if I wasn't insecure about how you feel about me, or if I was guaranteed, I don't know, if I wasn't insecure, I wouldn't be trying to make you jump through hoops, and I wouldn't be trying to make you prove to me how much you love me. So maybe my hoops are different to the type of hoops that she was talking about, because then she started going on about how, like, you know, a man expects you to, you know, look perfect and be perfect and cook him this and look like this, look like that. And I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, am I an alien? Because in what world would I care about what a man thinks of my cooking? What a man thinks I look like? Oh no. And if I woke up with a man, yeah, and then he was like, oh, you're not so pretty this morning. Do you think that I will ever see that man again? Nah. No. Never. Ever. Wow. And to be honest, I think I would like suss out that he's that type of guy way before he gets into my bed, right? And so therefore he will never see my bed. A man like that would never see my bed. And then also, the man is supposed to love me in all shapes and forms, because I have loved somebody like that, where like anything they do is not bad. Anything. They could be like smelly, or I hate talking about smelly stuff. They could be smelly, they could be uneducated, they could be whatever they are. But because I'm in love with them, I can see past the flaws in like 0.0 seconds. Is that even a second? I don't think that's a second. I see the flaw and then it just disappears because of how much feelings I have for the person. So if somebody's not reciprocating that type of love towards me, why are you in my bed, sir? No, you're not in my bed. Why am I even entertaining you? No, I'm not entertaining you. So then, like, what are these women doing where they're trying to like impress a guy who is not treating them like that, or who doesn't love them like that? So then I guess the conversation is, how do you expect people to feel about you? And maybe your expectations are not so high. So me, I expect to be treated like a god. What? I don't know if that's the right word to use, a god. No, I don't think that's the right word to use. Like a precious thing that is absolutely precious and beautiful. And if you do not treat me like that, I know it. Therefore, the doors have closed because you're not treating me like that. So why the heck am I going to try to impress you when really I should naturally be impressing you? You should be in love with me. Yeah. So who's trying to impress you? Oops. Anyways, I've literally just started a rant and I've not even looked down at this paper just because of the way this woman was talking. Like, a man expects you to look good, to have a perfect body. Does he? To have a perfect makeup. What? I don't wear makeup around men. You know what? I don't know what's wrong with me. Why do I not wear makeup around men? Like, if I feel like I fancy a guy, my makeup goes off. I'm not wearing makeup around you. And the only reason why I do wear makeup is for filming and for shows, for live shows. And if I'm not doing one of those two things, I don't have makeup on my face. And if I do, it's because I don't really like you. Because if I really liked you, you're going to see my face bare with all the little red blemishes and stuff. Because that's my face, mate. That's what God gave me. Okay, so interesting. My first point here that I've made is the fact that I have no interest in trying to impress a man, but I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I do try to impress them in bed. Having sex, because why else would you try to impress somebody in a bed? Like, oh, isn't my sheets nice? Oh, isn't my sheets soft? That's not what I mean. I'm talking about sex here. Is that a flaw that I try to impress somebody in the bedroom? Because I have been trying my hardest not to do that, and I still do it. I'm still like, how does he feel? I want to make him feel good. I want to make him come fast. I want him to say that this is like the best feeling he's ever had. Like, why? I have that in me. Like, I want to impress him, but I'm not trying to impress him to get him into my bed. Like, he has to do that all by himself. But once he's there and he's in love with me, there's a little bird outside. And I don't hold off sex either. Like, I'm not about that. Like, if I want to have sex with you, I'm gonna have sex with you. I don't hold off sex just so you can love me. No, thank you. You have to love me anyway. And then when I get you in the bedroom, that's already sorted. The love part's already sorted. Now, why do I want to impress a guy in bed? I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's really important to me that I have a connection with somebody. So because it's important to me, then I assume it's important to them. So then I'll try to make sure that I'm ticking all of the boxes. But I don't know. I think I have to explore that further because I'm not sure why I want to impress a guy in the sexual situation. But I do. Hence why I want to go around. But I want to gain practice on sucking so I can be amazing at it. Still not had the opportunity to do it because penises don't just come show up in my bedroom unless they're plastic. And so why have I not even practiced on the plastic one yet? Like, I've just been so occupied. Also, yeah, like, where are these men? Is it like different cultures and different countries? Because from what I'm understanding and observing of men, like, they're kind of like easy to please. And I don't know if this is a little bit rude for me to say, because like, me and my son, we're having these conversations right now. As he's grown older, I said to him, you're gonna have to help me to understand the difference between a man and a woman. Why is it that a man is like this and why is it that a woman's like that? And in a woman's perspective, we just seem to think that we're more clever than a man because we observe a man's like stuff and they're not really like switched on in certain ways, but then he, funny enough, thinks the same of me. So he sees me as like too complicated, and that's not clever, is it? Because what's clever is to do this. So the man thinks he's more clever than the woman thinks she's more clever than the man, and then we go around telling each other those things like, oh, men are a bit stupid and we're a bit more clever than them, and meanwhile the man's saying the same thing to his friends about the woman. So we both think we're more clever than each other, which I have been observing, but I have been observing that men are a little bit easy to please. And if they're not easy to please, is it because that man has a bit more feminine traits than the masculine trait? Because I feel like the masculine trait is super simple and easy to please. They will take whatever and anything and they'll be happy with it. So if you're not like that, and if you're a little bit picky, then maybe your feminine traits are a little bit higher than other men. And I don't want to say that that's a bad thing, not at all. So maybe it's just a bit different where the feminine and the masculine, the scales are different across men. So then if you are a little bit picky, that is a little bit more of a feminine trait to be picky. And I know that there's like so much going on in the world about feminine and masculine and not wanting to have those names, but I swear to you, I've been observing that there is a feminine trait and there is a masculine trait. I swear, I see it, I can see it. So I don't know why people have such a big problem with it, because I can see it so strongly that there's feminine and there's masculine. It doesn't mean that if you're a man you can't have the feminine, or if you're a woman you can't have the masculine, but there is the two traits. Anyways, I guess another reason why I don't try to impress a man, and why I think that women should be impressing a man, is that I get a bit offended if I'm in a room and you and I think that you like me, but then your attention goes on to somebody else. I get a bit offended by that. I'm like, excuse me. So if you offend me, I leave, because I'm not about trying to seek revenge or trying to prove you wrong or anything. Like, if you offend me or if you break my heart, if you upset me, I'm gone. I'm not there trying to change that, because it's too late. You've already proven to me that this is real, therefore I leave. So if I'm not your main focus, and then if I'm not the star in your sky, and you show that to me, that will be the end of me in your life anyway, because I get offended. Like, excuse me, what? And then I also just move out of the way. Like, okay, so you two are meant to be together then. And that's happened to me like a couple of times where I fancied a guy and I was like, and then I saw he fancied somebody else. I was like, oh no. And then I just left. Like, there's no way I'm going to try to compete with that girl, because that's who he's chosen. That's what he likes. He didn't choose me, therefore I'm leaving. You have to choose me and I have to choose you simultaneously for this to go together. Otherwise, there is no way I'm going to be chasing somebody if they haven't chosen me. And is that what we're doing? Like, we're trying to like choose people based on the fact that we just want them, and though they don't want us, like, we're still there like chasing them because like, no, I want you. And maybe that does come back to the point I was making of like needing somebody to see me as their star, as like this special star. And if you don't see me like that, there's no way I'm going to pursue you. And maybe that's because that's what I expect a person to feel towards me. And if you don't feel that towards me, then I'm not gonna stay. And where did this self-worth come from? Because I seem to have some really high self-worth value here. Like, what? You want somebody to see you as their star, do ya? You want to be special, do ya? Where did I get that from? And why do most women who talk like this don't seem to have that high standard of themselves? Where did I get this from? I certainly wasn't taught it whatsoever. I didn't see that example as I was growing up. I saw the opposite of a man being disrespectful towards a woman, and a man not loving a woman, and a man not desiring her. So where did it come from? And maybe it came from pain, of like seeing so much pain around me as a child that I went the opposite way. I was like, absolutely not is this going to happen to me. Like, this is disgusting. This is unacceptable. Look how much people cry over pain. Like, absolutely not am I going to put myself through that. So maybe that's what it was, is the example of the pain made me have such high standards for myself, because I was too scared to ever be that person who would cry over somebody who doesn't love me, and then who would still try to be with that person, convince them to love me, even though they've told me they don't love me. Like, that is not happening in my life, because I think I was traumatized by seeing it as when I was younger. So I came across another theory which was quite interesting, of this woman was talking about like the fact that men have boxes, and they put you in the box the moment they meet you, and you trying to get into a different box is never going to happen because the guy has put you in a box. And I thought it was quite interesting. And she was saying that like the first box is he wants to date you and he wants it to be serious, or the second box is that he wants to have sex with you and he doesn't want it to be serious, and then the third box is that he wants nothing to do with you. And it's very simple. It's either one of those boxes. He sees you and he puts you in one of those boxes, and that box you will stay in. I'm not sure about staying in that box though, like in terms of his side, because I don't think women should be trying to change what box a man puts you in. But I don't know if in his side he can change after spending time with people. Maybe he will put you from one box to the other, but he has put you in that box, and the only person that can take you from one box to another is him. And the box where he wants to date you means that his feeling is more intense towards you, and then the box where he wants to F you is his feelings are less intense. And it's funny because then the guy who doesn't answer you back, or the guy who spends the whole entire day without replying to you, and then he replies to you like maybe tomorrow or in the evening time, he has definitely put you in the box of just sex, right? And then the guy who makes all the effort, who makes you feel seen and heard, he's obviously put you in the box of the dating. And you trying to manipulate him or be upset at what box you're in is literally not going to change anything, because he has decided already what box you're in. So then I started thinking of the opposite of what a woman does, right? Because we definitely also have these boxes, but it's so funny that it's a little bit of the opposite. So we have the same boxes, right? Of like, I want to date you, I want to F you, and I want nothing to do with you. But it's funny that the box that has the most feeling is the box where I want to F you. Because if I put you in a box like, oh, I want to date you, then my feelings are not so strong. But if I put you in a box of like, no, I want to F you, then it's like my feelings are a little bit more intense. So it's like the opposite of a man. So the woman will preferably want to be in his dating box, but the man will preferably want to be in a woman's effing box, because her feelings are a little bit more intense. I know there's so much contradiction to what I just said, because there will be loads of different people who'll be like, nah, that's not me. I don't know, there's this thing like when you meet somebody and you're totally in love with them, like you do want to rip off their clothes, because the feelings are so intense. You do want them sexually, and if you just want to date them and stuff, then that means that your feelings are not peaked. I don't know, that's for me. Maybe it's because I'm a sexual person, that's for me, and maybe non-sexual people don't feel like that. Anyway, so I do think that it's a little bit of a culture thing where you stay with somebody trying to impress them, even though you know you're competing against other people, and he's like interested in like more than one person at the same time, and you're trying to compete to make him choose you. You know what? If you're having fun doing that and you find it fun, go ahead. I don't find that stuff fun whatsoever. I find it degrading. I think I should just be chosen. I don't think there should be a competition. It's just me. It's just me that you want. I prefer that story. I don't want it to be like, oh, you had the choice between me, Jennifer Lopez, and Angelina Jolie, and you chose me, and you like the three of us, but you chose me. Aren't I special? No, I'm not. I'm not, because you like the three of us, mate. From the beginning, you like the three of us. I'm not special, am I? I know people argue with me about this, but nobody's here to argue with me in person. Therefore, I have to just carry on with what I'm saying and not answer any of those questions. I'm like, no, but he had three options and he liked all three of them. My phone is not on silent. I need to go put my phone on silent. This is why I have my phone on do not disturb all the time, because I cannot stand it when it keeps popping. Unless it's a guy that I like, then I don't mind it. I feel like when people reject us and they say, oh, you're not good enough, and they reject us, I feel like it stains a little bit. If you're not in the right frame of mind to understand what's going on, it stains a little bit. But I'm trying to teach myself that rejection shouldn't stain me, even though it's a little bit difficult. But I'm trying to teach myself, because I have been observing life, like, and observing humans and observing their ways, and like brains are a little bit like not clever sometimes. So if somebody said to you like, oh, you're not good enough, like what makes their brain clever enough to understand if you are worthy or not? Like they don't. Like brains are not clever. Like look at the world, look at the way that we treat each other, look at how we treat animals, look at how like we're so like nasty. So therefore the brain is not so clever, especially these human brains. So then those same human brains are telling you like, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're not good enough, oh, this, oh, that. So then why would you take them serious? Like, look at this world. I would not take them serious. So I think I'm getting into that point now. I know that this is a little bit sad. And so then if you, not very clever person, are telling me that I'm not good enough, I don't think you're correct, mate, because you're not correct about a lot of things. So why are you going to be correct about this one rejection? I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit rude for me to say. So I'm sorry about that. Oops. But maybe what I should have said is that we shouldn't take brains so seriously, because like the world is not even a great place and we're not very clever. So we shouldn't take people so seriously when they say that we're not good enough and they don't want us. It's like, okay, on to the next brain then. And the next brain is going to want me. To be honest, I don't want any part of any of those games. I don't want to be wanted by any of them. unless it's like in a helpful way, like if I'm like a really helpful guru, then I want to be wanted by them, but not in this way of like, oh yeah, you're good enough, and oh yeah, you're pretty enough. It's like, go away, like, don't look at me like that, please. Don't rate me out of 10, no thank you. That's so disrespectful. I don't like all that stuff. And I think the problem is that we take people seriously way prematurely. So we think that they're the love of our lives from the very beginning. So then that's what makes us like act a little bit crazy, because we've already put them in the box of like, oh, this is the one for me. And then we find it hard to just take them out and throw them away. So no, I'll put them in a box that means something. And then we just fight prematurely because we've made a premature decision that they mean something to us. That's a whole other video in itself, so I won't go too deep into that, of like why we do that. Actually, scrap that, because I spend so much time alone, right? And I get to think a lot without having a lot of experiences, which means I get to observe other people and what they're going through without like feeling hurt myself. And what I've noticed here is that the way we treat our friends here is very forgiving, very adaptable. If they change their character tomorrow, I don't care. Like, do you? I'm like here like this. If you're my friend, I'm here like this. And I feel like the masculine trait is that we are like this. Like, oh, do you? Whatever you choose to change into, it doesn't affect me. Do you? You're my friend. And I realized that I have that with like, well, mostly it's been male friends. I have this like detachment from them where it's like, you could do whatever. Like if tomorrow you decide to be a serial killer, like, oh well, that's nothing to do with me. Like, you choose you, and that's that. And I think that the female trait, like, you want to feel like you know them, like you know them inside out. And I feel like that's where best friends like fall out sometimes, or why women get like really hurt, is that you believe that you know somebody so well because you want to know them so well that if they change tomorrow, you'd have a heart attack, like, I thought I knew you. And this masculine trait of like not needing to know you. I don't need to know you. You choose who you are. I feel like that makes it safer, because then you're not expecting people to be anything. And so then I feel like that this is the problem that we have in relationships, is that then we feel like we know them and that we want to know them. We want to rely on knowing them. And so then when they do something that's not aligned to what you know of them, then that's where the heartbreak comes in. That's where the anger comes in. That's where the argument come in. Oh, so you're fake. Oh, so you're this and you're that. And I think it's easier just to go like that with people and kind of go, oh, okay. The way you do with your friends. I think it's easier said than done. I've not been able to do that in a relationship. I feel like I want to know who the person is in a relationship, but with my friends, I don't care to know them. Wow. And when I did care with like this like one friend, she hurt my feelings all the time, because she surprised me all the time with things that I didn't understand what she was doing. Like, oh, I thought you were like this and then you're doing that. So when you have expectations of like knowing somebody, it hurts your feelings. I think that somebody like me, I would be safer to think that you know me. I would be safer because I'm like over explaining myself all the time, because I want people to understand and I want to be fair. So if I felt like you were seeing me in a particular way and I'm not that way, I would over explain to you like that's not who I am, this is who I am. And I'm like so observant, so I feel like I would hurt people's feelings less as a friend. And if you're not so aware and not so over explaining yourself, then you will hurt somebody's feelings somewhere, because they expect you to be something and you end up doing something else. So I'd rather just detach myself from everybody's of knowing them well and kind of go like this and kind of allow them to be whoever they are. And if it aligns with me for a long period of time, great. And if it doesn't, okay, do you, boo. Do you. But I haven't tried that in a relationship, like I said, so it might not work. So having said everything that I said, yeah, me and my son was talking about this, and he was saying that he finds it really annoying that like men, when they're around girls, even though they don't like them, they change and they like start acting different. And he noticed this like with himself and with his friends and stuff, like a girl would walk past and then he'll be like trying to hide his face because he's embarrassed and stuff, and he doesn't even like her and he doesn't understand why this happens. And I thought it was quite funny, because it's the same with me, but because I'm older than him, I have learnt to control that. But I haven't learnt to control it when I fancy somebody. Like when I fancy somebody, I will be putting up my, what do you call them, wings? No, feathers. I even forgot what the animal's called, where he just goes So I do feel like we want to naturally impress people that we fancy, that we are attracted to. Like, yes, you do. You want to flex on them. You want to show them how great you are. And I think that this is all part of like courting, is that the word? Of like flirting with like potential love interest. I feel like that, yes, that is very natural. It's very beautiful. I'm gonna impress you. You're gonna impress me. I'm gonna fancy you. I'm gonna go home and think of like how nice you are because you did this and that. And then you're gonna do the same with me. And then like, oh gosh, like we fancy each other so much, yeah. I think that that's all beautiful, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about when a man is not showing you interest, or he has rejected you, and you still want to impress him, and you still want to, and if he's not treating you good, if he's not giving you attention, like you still want to like hook him in by doing this and that. I think that that's what I'm talking about, like the unnatural state. So up until the moment he doesn't show me interest, I am there with all my feathers kind of going like, okay, it depends how much my feelings have been activated. Because if it's only been activated 10%, I will not be taking out my feathers. My feathers only come out if you've made me attracted like 80% or more. If I'm attracted to you like 80% or more, then my feathers come out. But if it's below 80%, I'm just like, maybe one feather, no. Maybe two feathers, no. And it's just like, I don't really want to impress you. I don't know if I want to impress you. Whereas if I like you a lot, boom, feathers come out. But then if you reject me, feathers gone forever. You'll never even see my face ever again. And so then I do think like we need to stop trying to impress people who have no interest in being impressed by us. Zero. Unless it's for their ego, to make them feel wanted and loved, and you're just like this like little dummy or a little dolly that they use to make themselves feel attractive. Okay, closing conclusion to my discussion. What am I trying to tell you here? I think we should be a big girl sometimes and ask the questions that we want to know. Like, how do you feel like this? Do you feel like that? And don't be scared of the answer. And I'm trying to teach my son about this right now, that even though his answer may be hurtful and I may show that I'm hurt by his answer, I want him to understand that it's still okay for him to give me his answer, and that I just need a moment to just digest the hurtful answer, and then I will come back and I'll be fine. So I am teaching him that, because I don't want him to get into a habit of being scared of telling the truth, because I know that I'm gonna hurt your feelings. So I do get upset sometimes when he tells me the truth and I don't like it, and then I have to walk away and I have to spend some time alone, and then I come back and I'm like, okay, cool, that's how you feel, okay, cool. So I do feel like we need to be a big girl or a big boy and face like the reality of things, and stop trying to put a mask over it to make yourself feel better. And just deal with the reality. Okay, that's how you feel. Okay, damn. Damn, let me cry here for a second. Okay, and then it's gone, because I think then that's the self-worth comes from inside of yourself, of how you think that you are, not what other people think you are, because they're just like brains over there doing their own stuff. So I want to think about myself and who I am. So then I think I am a diamond, I think I am a star. And so then if you don't think I'm a star, if you don't think I'm a diamond, I'm gonna stop wasting my time here, because I am definitely a diamond. So who thinks I'm a diamond? Come over here. So let's stop trying to impress people who don't see us in the same way that we see ourselves, and let's have a vision for ourselves. Let's have a vision of who you think you are. Let's have a vision of that. And if somebody doesn't look at you the same way, let's get away from those people and go somewhere else. And I'm telling you, there will be a match somewhere. There's 8 billion people in this world. There will be a match somewhere where they see you the way you see them, and vice versa. And then it will be a beautiful thing if that's what you want, because you might not even want that. You might just want to be a woman who has sex with all of them. And that's good on you. Thank God for that. Can you imagine being able to have all of the good looking guys in the world? Like, that would be nice. But I also just want to be in love. I don't know why do I want to be in love. Do you know what? I just want it to move quickly. I want accessibility, and I think that that's why women fall in love, because it's not accessible so quickly. I just want to have all of them. I need to stop saying that. I think I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings. I don't know, maybe not. So if you're confused, ask the questions. Don't be scared of what the answers are, and stop wasting your precious life on people who are not for you and who don't agree with you that you're a star. Don't waste the time, because all they are just brains. So go and find the brain that agrees with you, and stop concentrating on the brain that doesn't agree with you. Okay, quote of the week. Well, my ring just went flying. Great! So I found this quote on the internet, and I never know who wrote them because I do not research that stuff. And the quote says, "Don't ask what a man needs, ask what makes you come alive." So that don't do things to please another, do things to please your desire and your happiness and your satisfaction. And if it makes you happy and it makes you come alive, do that. Don't do things for other people, do them for you. And if we all did that, we'd all fit into a perfect, amazing world. And I really just want us all to just know where to go and know how to shine and know how amazing we are when we shine and be free to shine and just be beautiful and just shine. And if somebody doesn't make you shine, like, just go get away from them. And if they make you feel like you're not shining, like, go away, get away from them. And that's what I want for all of us, just to like, just shine and feel great about ourselves. And if you're not cherished, you just leave that place behind. So you're not trying to impress somebody, it's a natural state. This is my natural state. If I impress you, great. If I don't, I'm leaving. But this is my natural state. And it's a peaceful place to be there, to be who you are. Right, until next week, I will be back. I have no idea what I'm doing next week. If you have a suggestion of what you want me to speak about, please do let me know and I will speak about it. But until next time, I shall see you soon. Okay, goodbye.